All right, let's settle a classic command line debate, top versus htop. It's the ultimate showdown for Linux process monitors. Both of these are absolutely essential for peeking under the hood of your system, but they give you a totally different experience. So we're going to break down which one you should be using and, more importantly, why. I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? For any sysadmin, any developer, you're always wondering, what's really going on in there? Is your CPU just getting slammed? Is there some rogue process out there just eating up all your memory? Well, to find out, you need a way to see what's happening in real time. And that is exactly what top and htop were born to do. So here's our game plan. We'll start with the OG, the classic, top. Then we'll dive into its modern cousin, htop. We're going to decode htop's awesome visual dashboard, learn how to manage processes on the fly, and then we'll wrap it all up with the ultimate cheat sheet you can start using right away. Okay, first up, let's talk about the original, the industry standard top. This thing is the foundational tool. It's guaranteed to be on pretty much any Linux system you ever touch. I don't care if it's a massive cloud server or a tiny little Docker container, it's there. So what exactly is top? Well, think of it as your system's dashboard, right? It gives you this constantly updating list of all your processes, plus a nice summary of your CPU and memory usage. Its biggest strengths really are that it's super lightweight and it's always there. No install required, it just works. And here's what it looks like. Yeah, it's a wall of text. All the information you need is definitely in there, but let's be honest, it's pretty dense. It can be a little intimidating when you first see it. And every single thing you want to do, whether it's sorting or killing a process, depends on keyboard shortcuts that you just have to know. Okay, so that was the old school way. Now let's look at the evolution. Let's talk about the glow up. Enter htop, the modern successor built to make system monitoring way more intuitive and, dare I say, actually kind of fun. Htop basically takes everything that top can do and wraps it up in this beautiful, user-friendly package. The magic word here is interactive. It's designed from the ground up to be easy to use, with colors, visual meters, and, yep, full mouse support. And wow, the difference is just immediate. I mean, look at that. We've got color-coded bars for CPU and memory, the process list is way clearer, and there's a handy menu of commands right at the bottom. In terms of just being able to read it and understand it, it's a total night and day difference. So what are the killer upgrades here? Well, you can actually use your mouse to click and scroll around. The colors give you an instant read on your system's health. And core tasks like killing or filtering a process, they're just one key press away, with a menu to guide you. Oh, and the tree view, that's a complete game changer. Imagine your server is slow. And top, you just see 100 processes all named Apache. In htop, you hit tree view, and you immediately see that one parent process has spawned all the others. Problem found. Now, let's zoom in on what I think is one of the best parts of htop, that header at the top. Those colorful bars give you an instant snapshot of your system's health, but to really make them useful, you gotta know what the colors mean. So as you can see, you get a bar for each CPU core, plus meters for your memory and swap space. And each bar is split up into different colors, with each color telling a part of the story about how that resource is being used. So let's decode them. Okay, starting with the CPU bars, you're mostly gonna see green and blue. Green is easy, that's your normal applications running. Your web browser, your code. Blue is for low priority processes, the nice ones. Think of these as background tasks that are being polite and only running when the CPU isn't super busy. Now, red is the one you want to keep an eye on. Red means kernel time. This is your operating system itself doing heavy lifting, things like managing network traffic or disk I/O. If you see a consistently high red bar, that's a clue that your system might be working really hard on some low-level stuff, and it's worth a look. All right, let's slide over to the memory bar. Green is the memory your apps are actively using. Simple enough. But then you have blue and orange, which are for buffers and cache. Here's the key thing to understand. Linux is smart. It uses any free RAM it has to cache files to speed things up. So if you see a lot of orange, don't panic. That's actually a good thing. It means that memory can be freed up instantly if an application needs it. So looking at pretty bars is great, but sometimes you have to step in and take action. And this is where htop's interactive nature just really shines. It makes managing processes so much easier. Got a process that's gone completely rogue? In htop, you just use your arrow keys to find it, press F9, and you get this nice little menu of signals. Sig term is the polite way. It asks the process to shut down cleanly. Sig kill? Well, that's the bouncer throwing it out the door. It's way easier than having to find the PID and manually type a kill command. And what if you're trying to find one specific process in a list of hundreds? Just hit F4, start typing something like nginx or Python, and boom! The list filters itself in real time. It's an incredibly fast way to find exactly what you're looking for. All right, let's bring it all home. Now that we've seen what both of these amazing tools can do, let's do a practical side-by-side comparison to really lock in the key differences and the commands you need to know. Now, this right here is the key piece of advice. You have to learn top first. It's the industry standard, it's universal, it will always be there for you. But for your day-to-day work, for actually analyzing and understanding what your system is doing, htop is just a much better, more intuitive tool. And this table just sums it up perfectly. Look, Top's big advantage is that it's pre-installed, but htop pretty much wins on every other major usability feature. Mouse support, easy process killing, super simple sorting, and that invaluable tree view. It's the classic trade-off, right? Universal availability versus modern convenience. And here is the cheat sheet you'll want to save. Notice the pattern with htop? It's all function keys. F9 to kill, F4 to filter, F5 for the tree view. And the best part is, they're always listed right there at the bottom of the screen. With top, you just have to remember that K is for kill, or P is for sorting by CPU. It's powerful, yeah, but it does require a bit more memorization. So there you have it, the classic standard versus the modern upgrade. You know the visuals, you know the commands, and you know the philosophy behind each of them. So now you have the tools. The only question left is, how are you going to diagnose, debug, and truly master your machines?